Good morning, it's Friday. Got a notice, I guess it's actually afternoon. Got a notice this morning from Jackery, to my surprise and pleasant surprise. They sent an update, a firmware update, and I quickly went from 1.92 to the update was 1.96. I don't know what their numbering scheme happens to be, but nonetheless, I was told to install that. The one thing I don't care for is to update the firmware. The units have to be on the internet, but nonetheless, showing that the unit was then updated to 1.96. If you can see that, it's a little blurry. That's my phone, by the way. But I had to download the Jackery app, connect the unit to the internet, download the firmware. It took at least 10 minutes. The unit's shut off. There's no output whatsoever, and technically no input whatsoever. And when the update was done, I reset the unit as directed, and the orange switch that's on the side that controls if I'm using the large solar panels, HPV as they're referred to, as opposed to just the 500Xs, the LPV, the switch going straight up and down would indicate only the 500Xs. Going sideways means that it is going to be using the large solar panels plus the 500Xs. And I immediately ran a test, and the test was switching the switch to the HPV, which normally would cause immediately the F6 error. I would reset and it would go away. This time when I switched it over, I didn't have to do that. They may have fixed it. That is wonderful. So what we're going to do is now wait for the morning. I'm going to leave that switch off, because what I was practicing, which was a workaround, was at night turn the switch back to just 500X panels, the LPV, and when I want to deal with the F6 error, as opposed to it just happening in the morning at sunrise, I would flip the switch, cause the error, reset, and work with it. Now what we're going to do is just leave it turned to using both sets of panels, and we'll find out in the morning if the error has gone away and go from there. That's it. Sorry, an addendum to the video. Why I didn't like the fact that I had to get on the internet to update the firmware, which I understand. How do you pass software to an external unit? There's nothing to plug in. They don't send you a USB drive and plug it in and there's the update. The thing that I don't like is that, and I guess I can disconnect it, is once it's on the internet, that means anybody could hack this. And if it's hackable, that means it can be controlled. And if they don't like something as far as compliance is concerned, yeah, I'm one of those. And they could force these units not to work properly. And I don't want that type of control. I want them to be independent. So I'll look for ways to disconnect the internet since it's all working fine and go from there. And if anybody says, oh, you're one of those conspiracy theorists, do we have short-term memories of what just happened like 6 years ago? And if you didn't comply, all the nasty things that they did, and they yet in the same breath says, we're not forcing you to do anything. Oh, well, yeah, when you can potentially lose your job or can't go into stores. You're basically doing it even though there's no law to say that you have to participate. No, you just make it so inconvenient that of the case. So yes, they can do that. They can. They have threatened even well water suppliers, meaning that if you're on a well, they were going to come out and try and put devices on there. It was a nasty time. And so I do not put it past any entity trying to rig it so that, oh, you think you're off grid? Since you're connected to the internet with these things, we're going to send a certain firmware update that's going to disable the device, and it takes it out completely. And so I don't want to deal with that. I want it to be completely inaccessible, and the best way to do that is to remove the internet. So there you go for that perspective.